Dr. Love, a show I'm looking forward to. You're live.
Hello and welcome to the Dr. Love Show. I'm Gabby Love, your love counsel and a matchmaker based in New York and Los Angeles. I'm currently working towards my PhD and my dissertation is on relationship satisfaction and personality types. Please stay tuned to see this episode on public access television in New York City. I thank you all and my producer Cooge for being a part of this adventure. Each episode focuses on a topic designed to sharpen your loving skill set by sharing best practices and effective attitudes, strategies, and techniques for building a healthy and vivacious love relation. This episode deals with what women want and need in love and the key challenges that women face in 2016. Last episode we dealt with the men, so tonight we have the Fems. A quote by Amy Poehler, who is an actress. It's never overreacting to ask for what you want and need. Another quote by Claire Cook, who is an American writer. What do I want? What kind of question is that? I want what everybody wants. I want someone who has my back. I want someone's name to put in the space after, in an emergency, please call, ... I want somebody who will drink the other half of the bottle of wine so I don't. And someone to make it worth sitting down and at the actual table for me to eat. I want somebody who's dying to get home after a long day at work because I'm going to be there. To help me with today's Fems, giving tangible advice, I have selected Erica Angelo in Los Angeles, who's a male dating coach. Hi, Erica.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you again. Thank you for coming back on.
My pleasure. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you. We also have Christina Weber, who is founder of Underground Unattached, which is a company that curates dating and matchmaking experiences for men and women. Thank you for being here, Christina.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you. And we also have Amanda Hines in New York, who's my under 30 dating consultant. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me, Gabby.
Thank you, all of you, for being here. And as always, great thanks to my producer, Cooge, who's an empowerment educator based at Universal Studios in Orlando. So let's get into it, ladies. Let's start with Erica. So Erica, I know that you are a men's dating coach based in LA, and I'm dying to hear what all the men you've worked with say is the most important thing or things that they want from the femmes that they choose to be with.
So these guys are all looking for a partner that they can actually do life with them, that will support them, but that, it's also that adventure that they want from their girl. So a lot of times they also tell me what they don't want, and they don't want women who are like entitled and who come in with all these expectations. They're like, get rid of that stuff, show up, be present. I want you to be fun. I want to be able to enjoy you, but I also want to feel like you have my back and that there's this adventure that we're working towards.
Very cool. So what I'm hearing is support and adventure. Ladies, yes. Do we hear that? I like that very much. Christina,
Yeah.
so I had a little note here, which I'm going to disregard. But you just moved to LA, and so I'm really excited that you get to meet Erica, because I think the two of you really should get to know each other. How's it been, your move?
It's amazing. I've been here for 2.5 weeks. I was in New York City for 12 years prior to this move, and there's a big migration happening from people out of New York traveling and relocating to LA, and we're all coming together and we are doing great things and building community. So it's a great time to be here. And it's so much warmer.
So jealous. I miss LA. I do miss LA. I am happy to announce that underground unattached parties are going to be hosted at Love Enterprises in Times Square. So I'm so excited for this union. I've heard wonderful things about your parties. So Christina, please tell us about Underground Unattached and how your company can benefit all femmes in 2016.
Sure. So Underground Unattached was founded in 2014, and it's a curated dating experience. It was created out of my frustrations with the dating space. So in 2014, that summer leading up to that time period, I had produced 4 concerts, a crowdfunding campaign, and also helped a friend with a singles event. And after coming up for air after all of that hard work, my mother said to me, Chris, are you dating anybody? And it was a blank stare moment where there was absolutely nobody around me. And I'm one who believes that you have to invest, or you have to inject energy in your desires. And I was investing no energy into having a dating life. So I signed up for Tinder. At the time in 2014, Tinder was a big thing. It was fairly new. And about 3 weeks later, I had just realized that I was drained. I had wasted so much time and energy texting men, meeting some of them, and it felt like I wasn't meeting any man who was going to positively impact my life. And as being an entrepreneur, you just don't have that much time to waste. And I had a lot of friends who were feeling the same way. So I thought there must be a better way for us to date. So I consulted with a social psychologist, Dr. Sarah Nazaratum, and also an engagement expert, Sean Derrick, and we developed a series of activities designed to foster connection and accelerate closeness. So what we do is we've held 10 experiences in New York this far, and at each experience they're 3 hours, and we curate 20 men, 20 women, so it's always an even amount of men and women. And during the 3 hours, we have dinner, drink, and then we facilitate a series of activities designed to foster connection. What does that mean? There's eye gazing. There's prompted storytelling in pairs. There's a couple activities that are played in groups that allow people to discover little gems about each other, which they may not do in normal social settings. And then following the experience, we send out a password-protected link. They log in and they see images of all those that join, both inclusive of the men and the women, and their email address, and then they can email each other freely. So it's nearly like logging into your Tinder app, seeing pictures and images of people that you've already met in person, you've seen them walk and talk, and you've had some type of interaction with them before you decide if they're worthy of spending more time to get to know them. So that's the gist of the experience. We've produced 10 in New York. We're now expanding to LA, and we're going to keep going back to New York to build the community there as well.
Did you get to use this system that you designed yourself?
I did. Early on, I met someone wonderful. We dated for about 1.5 years. We've recently parted ways, and now I am back in the dating place, and it's a good time to be in a place for me as being the founder of a dating startup.
Yeah, the cool thing about Christina and mine's work is that when we are single, we can go on many dates with amazing men on all kinds of different apps and collect them for our businesses as well if they're not perfect match for us. So I love that you can relate to that as well. Also, I want to know, where is your location for your parties in Venice, I think, is your next one, and you have one coming up on March 24th, correct?
Yes, I do. So we always choose a venue that's a private location. So the confidentiality of everybody that joins us is sacred to us, so we don't reveal that, and we want to make sure that we choose a space when somebody arrives that they don't have to walk past someone that they know. So they're never going to walk into a restaurant and have to walk to a private room. So we want to avoid all that. So I work from a space called One Roof in Venice. It's a female entrepreneur community, and we'll be hosting our next experience there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amanda is close to home here. Let me ask you, as a young hot femme under the age of 30, amidst the dating madness catered to urban cities, i.e. NYC, what advice do you have to give dating femmes in 2016?
You know, there's a lot of advice that I could give, but the main thing, texting. Stop texting. Stop texting.
Agreed.
You need to elaborate further on that.
I think texting is not really a good way to get to know somebody. It's not personal, and probably 9 times out of 10, my girlfriends go, "Why isn't he texting me? Oh my God." No, like, leave it alone and let them text you when they're done. It's a text. That's why, you know? Like, get on the phone if you really want to be personal. That's it.
Wow. You know what, the guys, I work with a lot of male clients, and they tell me that when they are more serious about any given woman, they definitely are doing more phone conversations.
Yeah.
So I like that you've noticed that texting is limited. If a woman is only using that, is what I'm hearing.
You know, it's kind of different too. Like, you want to hear the person's tone of voice. You're not really getting to know somebody through text. So if, you know, again, you want to ask questions like, what's your favorite color, or texts are not for that. You know?
Right. Connecting versus communication.
Mm-hmm.
Erica, would you agree, your male clients?
I'm all on this. I'm like, absolutely, Mandy, you're so right. I'm like, that is the worst way. I even have a YouTube video specifically about this. I'm like, listen, a couple text messages, great, but then you better meet in person and actually like get to know the person and connect them. But just maintaining like this pseudo relationship over text messaging is just that. It's pseudo. You're not going to build from there. So I always say, couple text messages, and then get to the date, meet one another, see if there's chemistry there, and then move forward or move on.
There's a big thing too, is because different age groups don't do certain things in text. So, like, say like maybe 21 to 25, it's emojis. And then if somebody doesn't get an emoji, they're sad, or they use the wrong emoji, and then it's like, oh, they don't really like me. Like, it doesn't work that way, you know?
Yeah. Very interesting. I
Yeah.
love
You know, 25 to 30, nobody cares about an emoji. So then it's completely different. Or you're on Snapchat or whatever it is.
Yes, I'm starting to feel out of the loop with the Snapchat. I can't take on another social media. I'm done. I actually took on Periscope lately.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start playing with that and having fun with that. But the Snapchat is where I'm cutting it off. But I know that's a really big one for younger people right now. Definitely. So, dear Coach, how did you manage to be the only dude on tonight's show?
I guess I'm lucky.
Great work there. So from our only male perspective today, what pivotal piece of advice can you give all of us here on our panel and to all the femmes amongst us? We are all ears.
Well, first of all, this panel is an extraordinarily gorgeous, articulate, intelligent panel. More than give advice, I would just like to compliment you on your approach to the pursuit of men. I think that more women should do what you guys are doing, which I understand as pursuing your own dreams and basically looking at men as dessert. The main course is what you having a purpose, being at peace with yourself and the universe. So I would endorse that advice.
I like that a lot. I've lately been at my lectures talking a lot about how unless we're connected with ourselves, and some people like to say God or source or the universe, but whatever it takes to connect with ourselves, unless we're connected with ourselves, we really can't really be connecting with others, especially the closest person to us. So that's what I'm hearing from you there. Absolutely. Do you have any questions for any of us?
Yes, I'm going to ask you a question that most men have difficulty asking. In fact, you almost can't ask it because it will destroy the magic. And that is, since women's liberation, how can a man be seductive without being crude or rude? Basically, the line between seduction and sexual harassment has been confused. So how do you clarify that in 2016? And I'll give each of you a minute to wrestle with that, beginning with Erica.
Oh, see, I'm going to go at this a different way. I'm like, baby, put on a suit or put on some good clothes, some good fashion, and you don't have to worry about that. I'll come chasing after you, and I'll take your clothes off for you. So there will be no line there. I'll just come right after you.
Christina.
That's heavenly to most men, right there.
I think to take cues from her, follow her lead, she'll lead you there. So I think if a woman is interested in you, it's because you're charismatic, it's because you're honest, it's because you're endearing, it's because you listen to her, that you're offering some type of good, positive energy in her life. And if she sees that and if she's interested in you, she'll let you know. And so you can follow her lead instead of approaching a woman who's turned off, she's not into you, but you have to like turn her perception by being just a good, authentic man. And then if she gives you the cue, it's okay, which she will. She'll give you the cue like it's okay to make a move. Then you follow her lead.
Mandy, for the younger men.
I think a lot of women are stupid. So not in a bad way, but we don't always pick up cues that good. So maybe just be like, I like you, say it in a nice way, maybe a text with a cute emoji at the end, and then that's it. Just keep it simple. The easiest way.
Gabby, what about you?
I love that. Men, if they want to, women want love first and foremost, and then attention second, and commitment is always right behind it. So give a woman attention is a healthy thing to do if you want her to notice you and connect with you. And anything just even as simple as just asking her about her. Like fun questions, like what are your funnest, most awesome things that you like to do in life? Ask her questions about her can always go a long way for all guys.
Also, while we're on the topic, what is it, we'll go in reverse order, Mandy, what is it that you need?
Space. I think space is really important in a relationship, and I mean that. Everybody has to be co-independent. It's healthy. You have your own interests, your own friends, and a lot of people try to form this fantasy, and there is no fantasy. You have to have a healthy relationship. So I think that's the most important. It's what I need.
Christina, what do you need from a man?
I need a partner. I agree with Mandy of needing space. I think a relationship is three separate buckets. You have you, he has him, and then you have your relationship together. But really someone that I think interdependence is humans' greatest achievement. And if two people can come together and they can actually be each other's life partners, romantic, intimate, and also just life in all angles, that's what I want.
Erica.
That was beautifully said. Way to go. I need to know, in a relationship, I need to know that I'm valued. I have put a lot of effort into myself and loving myself and valuing myself. So I need to know that my partner feels the same way about me, that they're going to add to that investment, that Erica, you matter to me. You make my life so much better. You make my heart come alive. You turn me on. You're the sexiest woman alive. Like, I want to know that I'm valued. I know that about myself, and I want my partner to mirror that as well.
Dr. Love, what does the empirical research that you've been doing on this topic tell us about what women want and need?
Well, my findings have shown that most femmes in 2016, whether they're single or they're married, must perfect one thing first and foremost. Her femme intelligence is how I label it, which is also known as her emotional intelligence. Single men and husbands everywhere are dumping women who they lose faith that the woman they most desire will ever become more emotionally intelligent than she is at that current moment. The second reason is if she does not cater to or assist his primary mission. Men complain to me a lot, which for most men are not always their love lives. What I hear most from men as to why they leave women that they care about or love is due to their high sensitivities and how they react once the high sensitivities have been activated. I cannot go on enough about how much I hear that. The femme intelligence is number one that men are looking for in 2016.
Well, let me ask, as we close out the show, each of you guys, for your best advice, and any references that you have or resources that you have, including your own websites, of where people can get more information on the wants and needs of women in 2016 and how you can be at peace with yourself. Erica, let's begin with you.
The best advice I can give is, one, get a real sense of who you are and why you're so damn lovable, and then go out and attract and find a partner who mirrors the same thing as you. That's really important. And, you know, on my website, you can sign up. There's like this little email thing that you can get, and I give tons of advice there, and it's the best way to get some real in-depth advice from me. And my YouTube channel, I've got some fun YouTube videos where I talk about some dark, personal, deep, exciting, fun stuff. That if you've got some serious questions about dating and love and relationships, get to my YouTube channel. I've got some brilliant videos there for you.
Give us your YouTube channel.
It's my name,
Pop it up.
Erica Angelo. YouTube.com/Erica, ARICA, Angelo, ANGELO.
Okay. Mandy, your final advice to our viewers.
I would have to say, know what you want before you start looking. The simplest advice, but if you don't know what you want, you're not going to find it. That's it.
And do you have a contact information for what you do?
Yeah, it's NewYorkLove87@gmail.com. I'm just a professional in New York City around my age, so you can email me if you got a question.
Okay. Can we get your email?
Yeah, it's NewYorkLove87@gmail.com.
Bingo. Christina Weber, undergroundunattached.com.
Yes.
What's your final advice?
Show up. so often I think women get so stuck in like previous stories. So go out and create more stories. Go play on the dating apps, like call a matchmaker, show up to an underground unattached experience, find out where the men that you're interested are, and go to those places. So you have to surround yourself with the people that you want to be around. So yeah, my advice is show up.
Okay, Dr. Love, you can your advice and you can take us out.
Let's ask you, the only man on board tonight. What advice do you have?
Well, my advice applies both to men and to women, and that is have a purpose in life that is bigger than yourself. And it turns out that if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. However, if you have a path, there are men and women on that path already. So rather than trying to get together with somebody and figuring out what you're going and who you are and what you're being, decide what bus you're on. Decide where you're going. And that decision attracts people to you.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that very much. What I've been teaching the men that have been coming to my new relationship development classes lately, a good place to start, men, is to figure out your woman's personality type. Her attachment style is significant in how she will be received, how she will receive you, and how receptive she will be to you. And also, I think sexual strategies are really important for people in the initial stages before they get married. So there's no problems in longevity in that. And what I mean is pick a partner whose sexual level is at your level. I label everybody in level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 being highly sexual, high libido. Level 2 being medium libido, but they can dip into high libido or low libido. And then your level 3 are your low libido. So finding a match that matches our sexuality, I think, is also a great place to start. So let me thank all of you tonight for joining me and our viewers for all your love and support. You can view all episodes of the Dr. Love Show direct on my website below, gabbylove.com, in the Dr. Love link. Please join us next month as we continue to focus on sharpening your loving skill sets. Our next love topic is hot couples in love. And I have selected some really hot couples to teach us how they keep it hot for longevity. Until then, in love always. Good night.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Night.